who is Jimmy Engineer? What has he done? Where is he coming from? इनकी millions of pounds की painting इन्होंने सब दे दी, donate कर दी.
I have donated 700,000 prints all over the world for charity. My paintings are the most expensive out of any living or dead artist of Pakistan.
आपकी सबसे expensive painting कौन सी होगी?
Partition की है. It was bought actually by someone for over 7 crore rupees, and then they were offered £1 million to buy that.
Assalamu alaikum and welcome to PJME's official YouTube channel. यहाँ बड़ी बड़ी पर्सनालिटीज़ आती हैं, अपने अपने ख्यालात इज़हार करते हैं. आज मेरे साथ पाकिस्तान के एक आइकॉनिक फिगर ये मौजूद है, वन ऑफ द ग्रेटेस्ट पेंटर्स ऑफ पाकिस्तान, जिमी इंजीनियर. इनका काम अगर आप चले जाएं पंजाब असेंबली के अंदर तो वहाँ इनके जो म्यूरल्स हैं, पेंटिंग्स हैं, 1947 की जो डिपिक्शन है वो अंदर लगी हुई है स्पीकर में, इनके जो हॉल्स हैं. एंड इट टेल्स यू अ लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स. इनफैक्ट 20 साल पहले ये एक इन्होंने एक स्टैम्प जारी की थी और ये पाकिस्तान पोस्ट ऑफिस के थ्रू, और वहाँ इनकी जो पेंटिंग्स हैं वो 4 स्टैम्प्स पे पेंटिंग्स आई हैं. एंड अगेन इसका क्लोजअप भी हम आपको दिखाता हूँ मैं अभी. एंड दैट अगेन is a historical achievement for himself. Lekin, but who is Jimmy Engineer? What has he done? Where is he coming from? And what are his future plans in Pakistan? तो जिमी सबसे पहले welcome to the show. ये मुझे बताएं आप कि एक तो engineer क्यों हैं आप? Engineer, where does that come from?
जी, my grandfather was an irrigational engineer and he worked in Sakar branch, and my father was civil engineer. So the Zoroastrian community used to take the name from their profession. So that's why I kept my name. I didn't change my name and kept it engineer. I'm not an engineer, I'm an artist, but I kept it because all the Zoroastrians continue with that tradition. So I also kept this name because it suits me. Because whenever I travel international, the Jimmy Engineer suits me, actually.
Absolutely. Farouk Engineer, Nari Contractor, and so many others जो हम देखते हैं कि in the Parsi community. अच्छा, ये मुझे बताइए, how did you get into paintings?
Actually, I was only 4 or 5 years old when I used to dabble with powder colors, sit on large piece of paper and try to make abstract designs out of it, and from there my imagination grew and my creativity grew. But I became serious when I was about 16-17 years old, and then I thought that I should contribute in this country's art world. But later on I found out that this country has so many problems, like people don't have basic facilities. So I said, what will they do with an artist or my masterpieces? So I started doing social work. So I didn't want it to be only an artist. I wanted to do social work, and then I wanted to contribute towards humanitarian services and all. And then I was a disciple of Sufi Barkat Ali of Faisalabad, and in 79 he made me sit on his own gaddi. I'm the only person out of all his followers that he made me sit on his gaddi in 79. And then he asked all the children to sing the national anthem, and then he said the work has been done. So I actually asked him. So my purpose in life was that I should serve this country as a servant. So that's why I called myself servant of Pakistan, because that is all I do, is serve this country. And I don't work for any governments or any companies or anything, because I've been in touch with all the governments from 1970, but I've never done work for them or anybody else, but I've only worked for Pakistan.
And आपने अपनी जो आपकी पेंटिंग्स हैं ये आपने कंट्रीब्यूट भी किए हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल जिस तरह मैंने प्रोलॉग में कहा, प्रोविंशियल असेंबली को आपने दिया.
नहीं, वो तो उन्होंने अभी खरीदी थी, प्रिंट फ्रॉम अ प्रोफेशनल गैलरी ओनर. But I have donated 700,000 prints all over the world for charity. Then I've given my drawings for auction and charity. then 90% of what I've earned throughout my life I've donated to everybody. And that is why I don't own anything. There is nothing in my name because I was trained not to hold any position, not to accumulate anything. So I still believe that since we are all going to go empty-handed, so I want to distribute everything and take nothing with me. So that's why I don't own any property, nothing. I live in a house for the last 30 years where the rent is only 1,300 rupees. So I live there, and my paintings are the most expensive out of any living or dead artist of Pakistan. But still, I'm living in a simple way because all my money goes for some good purpose or it goes towards helping people.
आपकी सबसे एक्सपेंसिव पेंटिंग कौन सी होगी?
सबसे expensive painting मेरी partition की है. It was bought actually by someone for over 7 crore rupees, and then they were offered £1 million to buy that, but they didn't sell it because they had plenty of money. So it was owned by Arif Ali Shah Bukhari, who used to own the KSB Bank. So it was owned by them, the most expensive painting. Otherwise, my regular paintings also are more expensive than any of our living artists. But as I said, over 90% I donate. So
और आपकी which one would you say कि आपकी सबसे वो पेंटिंग जो आपको एक्चुअली पसंद आई है?
that was actually when I was asked by Ilama's son, Dr. Javed Iqbal, to paint Javed Nama. It was a great challenge because he told me his father had a great desire for some artists to paint Javed Nama, and nobody did it. And he called me to his house, and I said, okay, I will do it for you. And then I read something which Ilama Iqbal himself wrote. He said that it's my great desire that some artist should paint Javed Nama. But he said that an artist will not be able to paint unless he has Ilm-e-Ilahi. And whoever will paint this painting, his name will spread all over the world. This was something said by Ilama Iqbal. So I completed the painting in 1981, and I completed his dream much after his death. But then it was a great contribution for literary sort of paintings, philosophical. So it was a great challenge for me to complete something like that. And then partition painting has always been part of my spiritual side, of my inner side, because I used to get these vision in my dreams. I never saw partition. I was born in 54. But I used to see everything as if I was standing there. So sometimes I just believed in myself that maybe I was living then and I was killed in partition, and then I relived and I was looking at those images. Because how can you see images when you have never seen anything, never read about it? So I was motivated spiritually to paint so that I can inspire some generations to come to respect their country. Because if somebody sees how much sacrifice went into creating a country, how much blood was shed, how many people were killed and women were raped and children were killed, so then I think they should have more respect for a country. So that was my purpose.
अच्छा, being a Parsi, you are also very much interested in cricket. How's that?
No, because Parsis used to play cricket.
Yes, the first Parsi team went in 1930 to England.
And I am friendly with some of our well-known cricketers like Javed Miandar and Wasim Akram. I met these people, Waqar Yunus, and some other, Salim Yusuf, a very close friend, our wicket keeper, and Wasim Bari and Zahir Abbas and all these people. I'm friendly with Imran Khan. I've known him for many years. So I'm interested in cricket because when the Indian team came to Pakistan early, when Zahir Abbas gave a good thrashing to them, so they had a dinner on our terrace because Bapsi Sidhwa was living downstairs and she had given this dinner. but they used our terrace upstairs. So all these cricketers came, India and Pakistan.
Yes.
So I met them there at my place because they're having dinner
This
there.
was 1979.
Yes, and then Pakistan beat them very badly, and I believe Zaheer Abbas hit so many sixes of Bishan Singh Bedi and all these bowlers. So I was there. So I was always interested in cricket, and I'm interested in tennis also. Tennis, and Roger Federer is my favorite player. I've seen him play at Wimbledon also, and then I've followed his style. So I was interested in sport because I myself played table tennis and badminton and cricket in my younger days. So I did that.
And you also went to Government College Lahore?
No, I went to National College of Arts.
National College of Arts,
and
but not Government College.
No, I studied, my schooling was in St. Anthony's High School, but I was hardly interested in studies. But I was not a very good student because I used to sometimes leave my class and sit in the church, and I used to hear that music where they used to play. But after my school, I was called twice. I was honored twice by my school to address the assembly. And I could not believe that I was never a good student, but the principal said, your achievements are good enough for us to call you. And then I studied at FC College. I didn't finish anything there. I left it because the professor said this is not an arts college. I have to keep drawing there. So then I joined National College of Arts. There I was in the designing section, but whole day I was in the fine arts studio. So the professor said, why don't you come to the fine arts section? So I shifted to fine arts section. Shakir Ali was the great master, was the principal. Khalid Iqbal, Colin David, they were the professors. So I came in the fine arts, and then for days sometimes I had to paint in the studio. So sometimes the chowkidar used to ask me, you don't have a home? Are you an orphan or what? I said, no, I have a home, but I don't have a studio. So I had to paint there. Then in the final year, there was a discussion whether artists require a degree or not. So I walked out in my final year without a degree. So, and then I was just seriously involved in working, painting, and then I wanted to do something different.
Do you have a studio where people can come and watch your work?
I have a studio in Karachi and things. It was very actively done. But now since I paint at different places, for some like for charity, I'm painting in a building, an unfinished building on the 6th floor. I'm doing all the abstract paintings for charities. I made hundreds of paintings for charity. And somewhere I'm painting my actual paintings. So I'm painting at different places, but there's so much of my artwork in public places. Like in the President House also, there were maybe 40 to 50 of my canvases, and Prime Minister House and other places. So, I mean, there's ample of my work all over for people to see otherwise.
And how do you see the future of artists like yourself in this country?
I never was bothered about my future.
नहीं, मैं बाकियों की कह रहा हूँ.
But I'll tell you, artists are struggling. Artists are struggling for many reasons. Because they have not studied art in the proper sense, number one. Number two, they don't work hard enough. They don't put that effort. They want to overnight become something big and get success. They cannot get. And the people who are established artists, they are doing well, fairly well. They are selling their works and their life is quite good. But the struggling artists, they have a problem because there are galleries which don't give them exhibition and they don't give them support. So they are looking for help from here and there. Many artists I have supported, I have helped in my own way. I've tried to buy their work and gift it to people and things like that. But that is not enough. But they have to work hard. They have to create a certain level of art. Otherwise, you cannot tell people to buy paintings which are not of that quality.
And how do you see the works of Gulji, Sadikan, and even Hanif Rame?
Yes, Hanif Ramane is the son. Ibrahim also.
Is he a painter, Ibrahim? Acha.
He's a painter. He's a painter. He's continued in a style which is not exactly like his father or the thing, but maybe it is different. But you know, people like Sadigan and all that, their relatives are taking charge in their own way. Like Gulji's son is here, so he can promote his work. Then Jamil Naqsh also passed away.
Yeah, Jamil,
So
yes.
his family is doing a good job by promoting his work and going in the. Then Chuktai's son, he also does a lot of promotion for his father. So I think the family have to look after. The government have so many issues. They have no time to promote artists and other cultural activities because all the time they are trying to save their position. So they cannot do these kind of things. And some of the culture minister who are put in place, they have no idea about art and culture and what they are supposed to do. So how can you have a bright future for artists and things like that? It's not possible.
So, what is Jimmy Engineer's future? What does he want to do in the future for Pakistan?
All my life, I've done the same thing. I promoted. Even if I'm in Pakistan, my exhibitions are taking either in Belarus or Singapore or somewhere, or it is happening on virtual exhibition. But they're taking place all over, I think, because I've donated my prints, so many prints to so many embassies, so many countries that they display it even with or without me. And I am not bothered whether I'm there or not there, but they are promoting. So indirectly also, I'm promoting Pakistan even without traveling. And when I travel, people call me to talk and express my life, because my life is not like a normal artist and things like that. Artists here don't do charity work. They are not into social work. They don't give the amount, any kind of thing. They're not involved. So my life is different actually.
Jimmy, thank you very much for your time. और ये आपने जिमी इंजीनियर की कहानी अपने लफ्ज़ों में सुन ली. एक चीज़ कि इंसान जब जाता है यहाँ से कुछ ले के नहीं जाता. इनकी मिलियंस ऑफ पाउंड्स की पेंटिंग इन्होंने सब दे दी, डोनेट कर दी, और बेची भी हैं, जो वो खिदमत खल्क में लगा दिया पैसा. आज भी ये घर में रहते हैं जो 1300 रुपया किराया 30 साल से रह रहे हैं वहाँ. और वो आर्टिस्ट के जिसका नाम पूरी दुनिया में पाकिस्तान का नाम आगे बढ़ता है. तो मैं समझता हूँ कि ये एक लेसन भी है और एक बहुत बड़ा मैं क्या कहूँगा, एक जहनी तालीम भी है कि देखो, वो कहते हैं ना, कफन उसकी कोई जेब नहीं होती है. आई थिंक ये आपके सामने एक आइडियल एक कहानी है, दास्तान है और सच्ची. जो मर्ज़ी कमा लो, लेके कुछ नहीं जाना, दे दो और एंजॉय करो, सुकून आपको वहीं मिलता है. Look after yourself, look after the interests of Pakistan as Jimmy does. Khuda Hafiz.